Okay, let's see if we can finish Campfire Cooking in Another World. Volume 1 today. Okay, here we go. After dinner, fell hang on, I don't even remember. Did I just hit play? Record? Yes, I did. Okay. I'm sorry. You know how my memory is, guys. Okay. After dinner, Fal reminded me of something important. By the way, have you remembered your offering to Ninrir? Ah, crap, I completely forgot. You damn fool, go and do it now. Right. Fal was mad, but it had only been a week since the goddess used her oracle to beg for more. So I technically hadn't broken the promise. It still seemed like that disappointing goddess would complain, though. Well, it should be fine as long as I offer a little extra. Yeah, I think she'd be placated by that. I thought on what I should offer while paging through my online supermarket, though that goddess seemed to like she'd be okay with anything as long as it was sweet. What should I do? This section might be just perfect for getting that goddess into a good mood. I started scouring my way through the sweet section. They had quite a bit of variety. I guess for now, I'll just buy anything that stands out. First, this custard pudding and this cheesecake. I guess I should buy both the baked and rare cheesecakes. Other than that, I should get this cho cream and this roll cake, right? As well as this chocolate cake, Mont Blanc, and strawberry shortcake. And lastly, this pudding a la mode and tiramisu should do fine. All in all, 10 pieces. I ended up only getting Western sweets, but well, it would be fine. For that goddess, it's probably 100% A-okay. I have to agree on that one. That said, I never really looked through this sweets section, but they sure did have a nice selection. If I ever wanted sweets, I'd look through it again. Now then, let's check this out. A cardboard box appeared immediately, just like always. Taking out the sweets, I arranged them on the cardboard box altar. Goddess of the Wind Ninrir, I know this is a little late. Please accept this offering. I am forever grateful for bestowing upon me your blessing. I place myself in your care. Thank you. I pray to give my offering tribute to Ninrir, the disappointing goddess. Oh, finally! Really, just how long were you going to make me wait? I beg your pardon. I was a little busy myself, you see. Do not lie to me. I know because I have been watching you from here in the Divine Realm. You simply forgot. She knew? I am very sorry. I'll be more careful from now on. Please forgive me. She's just taking the front and go, don't lie to me. You forgot. I shall forgive you just this once, so make sure this never happens again. You were so late, I have lost count of how many times I was about to send you an oracle. If you were going to send me an oracle, why did you do it the first dang time? However, even I have my own situation to worry about, so I could not. I completely forgot because there wasn't any oracle begging for sweets, but apparently she had her own circumstances to deal with. I mean, to be fair, we don't even know what the frick she's having to deal with. Maybe the other gods are starting to get curious as to what the heck she's doing? Maybe? Oh my god, I hope the other gods get involved in this. That would be so fucking cool. Because, yeah, if I remember correctly, she said the blacksmith and the war gods would be begging for alcohol. And it'd be good if we could get some more blessings. These goddesses are always so sharp only when it comes to matters like these. They might find out if I were careless and sent too many oracles. Even I must pay the utmost attention. The other gods must not find out just yet. The goddess was mumbling something under her breath, apparently troubled. Goddess Ninrir, it is but a small token of apology, but today I offered you a large assortment of sweets. Please enjoy them. Saying that, I bowed my head. When I lifted it, the sweets that were on top of the cardboard box altar had all disappeared without a trace. This is... What the heck is a... She really is a disappointing goddess. Are not these all different kinds of sweets and this many? Guys, you're too excited. Yes, just like I said before, it's an expression of my apology. I did think it might be too much, but... What are you even saying? This is in no way too much. This is great. Offer this much next time as well. That is an order. Sure. Of course, this much was no problem. Goddess Ninrir, all these sweets are fresh, so even if you refrigerate them, they'll hold until tomorrow at the latest, so please eat them by then. I understand, however, I am a goddess, so both refrigeration or preserving them though through stopping time are no problem. I am going to enjoy one every day. Goddess? I can just imagine the goddess doing a small jig or something. I mean, yeah, she would be able to do that. She'd be able to stop time just as easily because she's a freaking goddess. Of course she'd be able to do something like that. Hang on. This is the first time I've had any kind of soda since I stopped having it like 2 weeks ago. Before you ask, it's a 0 sugar. And yes, it still has sweet artificial sweeteners in it. That's why I gave up the 0 sugars too. And my precious C4 energy drinks because they have sucralose in them. So, yeah, this is my first time having caffeine in 2 weeks. Let's see how this goes. Now then, I will be looking forward to the same amount next time. Do your best to not forget, as you wish. Yeah, you might want to set some kind of, try and keep track of that. Oh, yeah! He hadn't done that in how long was it? 3 weeks? Because they were stuck in the forest the whole time. Because I think the last time he did an offering was before they got into the forest with the griffins and the whatever the other one was, I can't remember. Uthrases or something like that. But yeah, it had been a few weeks. Okay. I'm so tired. It's not much. It's so much for keeping up with this disappointment of a goddess. I had thought to go to sleep already, but I noticed both Fel and Sui staring in my direction. What's up, you two? Sui wants some too. Sui, please don't say that so miserably. That is right. Would it not be fine to share some with us? I mean, technically it'd probably be a good thing. But those were offerings for Ninmir. Also, we're just about to sleep, so no. Oh, Master. Sui jiggled back and forth. It looked like Sui was trying to suppress its desire to eat because it told it no. Sui is way too cute. I caved you only get 3 each. Like I said, it's probably not a good idea to have sugar before bed. And I have to agree because, sugar before bed's, 1, you're probably not going to be able to sleep well. 2, it's going to make you fat. It's going to make you fat. It's going to make you more fat. Yeah, because it'll essentially metabolize it into fat, and, well, that's not a good thing. 3 was probably a small amount for both Fel and Sui. Master, really? Yeah, but just like I said earlier, you only get 3. Yay! Sui jumped around happily. Hey, what about me? You'll get your share too, don't worry. Very well. I bought 1 of each of the desserts. Sui cheekily pointed out when it looked in my online supermarket. A chocolate cake, a strawberry shortcake, and a pudding a la mode. Pudding with ice cream. Pudding with ice cream? I can understand cake with ice cream, but pudding a la mode? Doesn't that seem a little much? But then again, cake with a la mode is a little much as well, but whatever. 3 pieces each for the 2 of them was probably very little, but the both of them enjoyed the desserts greatly. My familiars are way too gluttonous. The next day, we will be entering the Griffin's territory shortly. My heart skipped a beat at Fel's statement, so the Griffin's territory is finally here. Man, I don't want to go then. Make sure our barrier is properly in place, okay? I understand. Do not worry. That's not going to stop me from worrying, They were Griffins after all. We were in the Griffin's territory. So far, we had not caught sight of any Griffins. It would sure be nice if we got through the territory without meeting any. 3 days into the Griffin's territory. At last, a Griffin showed itself. A single Griffin landed before us with the flapping of his outstretched wings. In my case, I was so surprised I couldn't even speak. Seeing a Griffin live in front of me almost had me wetting my pants. Oh, that would be annoying. I know Fel since you're riding on him. At any rate, the Griffin was huge, with the front half of an eagle and the rear half of a lion. It was even bigger than Fel. Said large Griffin suddenly bowed and lowered its head. Oh, great Fenrir, I have a request, the Griffin intoned in halting speech. It talked? I had thought that the only beast that would be able to speak human language would have to be something on the same level as Fel, so I was surprised. Sui was capable of telepathy, but that was probably only because we were a bond of master and familiar, and it could communicate telepathically with Fel for much the same reason that they were both my familiars. Griffins can speak too? It is not able to speak human language because it is a Griffin, alright. One simply has especially high intelligence. Ah, I see. The only ones that would be able to speak human language fluently would be something like me or an ancient dragon. Got it. Great Fenrir, correct human words speak only me. Then this is the only Griffin that could speak? Leader of the Pride to become trial with me, fight please. Did he just say he wanted to fight Fel as a trial to become the leader of his pride? Strong, great Fenrir, fight everyone, me acknowledge. Fighting with a strong Fenrir will get everyone to acknowledge it as their pride's leader. I'm assuming that's what it's saying? This Griffin's got guts. Very well, I will be your opponent. However, I cannot hold back. Oh, be careful. I know. Sui and I fell back to safety. As I hopped off Fel's back, I said, don't kill him in his ear, but he only twitched a little and didn't respond. He said that he couldn't hold back. Will that griffin be okay? I used that if it really came down to it. Sui's special high-grade potion. I only had 1 bottle's worth, though. I was worried whether or not this much would be enough for a griffin of that size. Sui, can I get you to make some more high-grade potion? Sure. Just in case, I had Sui make another PED bottle's worth of special high-grade potion. Fel faced off with the griffin. Well then, here I come. Taking Fel's words as a signal to begin, the griffin opened its large wings and ascended into the sky, launching countless black arrow-like objects from on high. I'm assuming it's feathers? Fel dodged these projectiles like he was dancing. Looking closely at what the griffin had shot at Fel, I found that they were feathers. That's what I thought. They must have been extremely hard, as they had pounded a rock that was bigger than a volleyball into dust. Whoa, amazing. This time, Fel launched magic at the griffin that was still in the air. Is that wind magic? A small tornado manifested around the airborne griffin. The griffin was caught in the tornado and forced into a tailspin. Not only that, but it seemed like a tornado had blades in it. The magic itself seemed to me to be a higher version of the wind cutter spell. And the tornado was gradually stained red with the griffin's blood. Isn't that griffin in danger? Hey, Fel, you've gone too far. The tornado dissipated, and the griffin fell to the ground with a thud. I immediately rushed over to the griffin and splashed Sui's special high-grade potion onto it. I did say that I could not hold back. You did, but there's something called a limit, you know. What the hell was that tornado? Don't just go shooting off such cruel magic like that. The griffin opened its eyes. Hey, are you alright? Ah, my wounds. I sprinkled potion onto them so your wounds should be fine, but does it hurt anywhere? Humans' medicine expensive? You don't have to worry about that. More important, are you okay? The griffin's feathers, which used to be a pure white, were now completely stained a painful-looking blood red. I am fine, sorry. Whew, that's good. It looked like Sui's special high-grade potion worked perfectly. It was worth using 2 entire bottles of it. Lost, unable to do anything. The griffin hung its head sadly. It looked like the griffin didn't expect to be able to win against Fel, but also didn't think it would lose without putting up much of a fight. It is a boss-class griffin, after all. It should be a monster that was strong enough even by this world's standards. For Fel to win so completely with just a single spell, he really is just completely overpowered for this world. Huh? I realized it as I looked over at Fel. You didn't do nothing, you know. Look there. I pointed at a section near Fel's shoulder. There was a faint bit of red blood welling up out of the white silver fur. He probably got that from your first attack. It's only a scratch, but you managed to wound a legendary fender. Isn't that right, Fel? I hate to admit it, but that's true. Having heard Fel's words, the griffin raised its head with a start. I did? To Great Fenrir? The griffin suddenly raised a cry toward the sky. When I looked up, there were several tens of griffins heading this way. Whoa, what? Just one griffin was intimidating enough. Several tens of them would be crushing. Or rather, I was just ridiculously scared. The horde of griffins landed behind the griffin that fought Fel and lowered their heads. I, leader, acknowledged. Oh, I see, that's great. Great, Fel, thank you very much. Sure, this kind of thing is nice. Human this, give. For some reason, the griffin plucked one of its own feathers and gave it to me. It is this thanks for healing him with a potion? Griffin feathers seemed like they'd be an expensive item. I accepted it graciously. Also, human, you next time here, not eat. Yeah, sure, if I should be happy or just scared, it just said they wouldn't eat me, so that means that griffins eat humans. There's no way I would come this way again after hearing that. Fel, let's hurry up and go. Agreed. Returning Sui to my bag, I climbed onto Fel again. In these situations, it was better to leave quickly. What a rowdy bunch of griffins. We are through the griffins' territory. Oh, finally! We didn't see any griffins other than the talking one that challenged Fel, but hearing that they ate humans had my teeth on edge the entire time. So I was understandably relieved to hear that we'd left their territory. How long until we're out of the forest? It should not be long now that we are this far. Probably around 3 days. Oh, finally out of the forest, huh? And then at long last we'll be in the kingdom of Leonhardt, at least I think. Fel, we're in the kingdom of Leonhardt after we get out of the forest, right? I do not know which country, however, this is the forest to go through when heading to the Eastern Ocean. Is East not our destination? If it is, we are fine. Leaving it on the Fel was a mistake. Judging from Fel's words, the forest we went through was part of a great wooded region that was at least partially considered part of the eastern region of Venan. So since we went into it from Venan's side, coming at the opposite end should have meant that we would be in Leonhardt, but I'll have to ask someone once we get out of the forest, huh? It would be nice if there was someone to ask. Let's stop here for the day. I told Fel when I noticed that the sun was setting. That's a good idea. I am hungry as well. Of course he is. We were almost out of the forest, and I had gotten fairly used to riding on Fel's back, so I agreed to Fel's request to go a little faster. Then I guess I should make something that fills people with energy. If that's the case, that seems perfect. I'm talking pork cutlets. Personally, I'd always eaten meat when I absolutely needed to succeed at something, and at these times, of course, pork cutlets are my meat of choice. I should still have some orc meat left. After looking through my item box, I found that I did, in fact, still have some orc meat left. Good, let's get Fel to do his best after eating some pork cutlet, but first I'll need to buy the rest of the ingredients, huh? I have salt and pepper, and also eggs. I have cooking oil, too. All I need is panko and flour. Oh, I also need to get cabbage and cutlet sauce. And pork cutlets need rice, don't they? I bought what I needed through my online supermarket. Now I had everything. First, steam the rice and mince the cabbage before washing it. From there, cut the orc meat into thick pieces and soften the meat with the back of the knife after cutting the muscle fibers. After lightly seasoning the orc meat with salt and pepper, coat with flour, and dust off any excess. Then coat the pieces with a layer of egg wash, then panko, and repeat the coating process again. Coating twice ensures the crispiness, so that was what I always make sure to do. All that is left is to cook both sides until they are a nice light brown. The cutlets make a nice crisp sound when cut into strips with a knife. Man, it looks good. Lay the pork cutlet on a bed of minced cabbage on a plate and the dish is complete. It's done. Fel and Suey came over instantly. Let's just pour on the cutlet sauce and here you go, guys. It's hot, so be careful. Right as I said that, Fel bit into the food anyway. Hot, hot. But it tastes good. Hot. Suey seemed to be fine with the heat and absorbed the entire thing all at once. Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah, pork cutlets are the best for motivation. I was happy too that the food got favorable reviews. Alright, let's eat. Ugh. Oh, having pork cutlet after such a long time makes it taste even better. Next with rice. Pork cutlet combined with rice is unbeatable. I want some miso soup right now. If I remember right... There it is. Found it. I had indeed bought some instant miso soup, so I took it out and made it. Cutlet, rice, miso soup, cutlet, rice, miso soup, and then some cabbage for variety. Ah, delicious. Hey, seconds. Suey too. Sure. Pressured by Fel and Suey, I was forced to fry up a mountain of pork cutlets. I had thought that might be enough for another meal, but in the end, they ate all the orc meat I had left. Both Fel and Suey really are huge eaters. You would think Suey wouldn't be a huge eater, considering she's just a slime, but, I mean, wonder what will happen when she evolves. Sorry, he, she, I don't even know at this point. It's a slime. He's referring to it as a he, but we don't actually know. Fel raised his speed. I could see blue sky from gaps in the canopy now. Yes, we're out! We broke out of the forest into a wide plain. Finally, after a month and a half of travel, we had cleared the forest. Finally, we can say goodbye to this forest. Wait, when did you last do the offering? Has it been a week? It feels good to be in a big open space. Wait, where are we? Is there a road somewhere? Fel, you've been here before, right? Yeah. Is there a man-made road here near here? A road? There should be one a little further ahead. Then can you head for it? Why? Judging from what you've said, Fel, I think this should be Leonhardt, but I'd feel safer if we confirm that by asking somebody. Not to mention we're almost out of meat, so we'll need to go into town soon. Out of meat? And this is an emergency. A road, right? I'll head there immediately. So running out of meat really is a disaster, according to Fel. Technically, yeah, you might want to get him to go into the mountains and start getting some monster meat again. Just as Fel said, we found the road in no time. It would be nice if we could also find somebody to talk to along the way. While moving along the road on Fel's back, I saw a carriage far off in the distance. Ah, people! I could faintly hear voices cutting in and out. To be able to hear their voices from this far away, they must have been yelling quite loudly. It looks like the carriage is being attacked by thieves. Huh? Thieves? Fel, go save them. I'll make an extra special dinner for you. I offered that in the heat of the moment. All I could think of was that I needed to save them. Those words, do not forget them. Saying that, Fel raised his speed and charged toward the carriage. The carriage was already right ahead of us. The adventurers, probably hired as guards, were in front fighting against an ill-mannered looking group of men that anyone could tell were thieves at a glance. The thieves were more numerous and the adventurers were being pushed back. Cover your ears. I did as Fel said and covered my ears. Woo! Even through my hands, my body instinctively froze hearing Fel's howl. The adventurous thieves that heard Fel's howl unguarded were frozen absolutely stiff. Suey crawled out of my bag. Master, what happened? There were bad people around, so Uncle Fel punished them. Really? Suey wants to do it too. You do. Then can you shoot your acid bullet at the men there and those who are holding weapons? It would be better if the bullet is small. I want you to make it so they can't hold their weapons anymore. You might want to phrase that better, because making them not be able to hold their weapons anymore means taking off their fucking arms. You should just aim at their weapons. Okay. Sploosh, 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 sploosh. Ah! At these whose arms were hit by acid bullet cried out, "No, that's not what he meant! He meant to get rid of their weapons!" I assume. It seems like Sui's acid bullet had leveled up or something. Sui wasn't just shooting acid like a water gun. It was more like a high-speed jet of acid, almost like a beam. You thieves, if you move one step, I will eat you whole. If you understand, throw away your weapons. The thieves who weren't being attacked by Sui were turning blue in the face at the sight of Fel baring his fangs at them. They all threw down their weapons. Only the largest one among the thieves didn't listen to Fel and swung away with his axe. Don't go spewing your nonsense when you've just appeared out of nowhere. The man swung at me. I reflexively raised my arms to cover my head. Well, I opened my eyes because the impact never came. I found that the Axeman had been killed in such a grotesque way that the sight of his corpse made me want to barf. Blech. I really was about to throw up. Not only had he taken Fel's rending claws head on, but he was also hit with Sui's acid bullet. One can imagine what the body looked like. He deserved what he got for breaking the law like he did, but I'd never want to die like that. The thieves who had completely lost their will to fight after seeing how the Axeman died quietly left themselves be bound with rope. The ones who took care of that were the adventurers who had recovered from earlier. Since help had come relatively quickly, none of the adventurers were seriously hurt. Thank goodness. After that task was done, a male adventurer and a merchant that was in the carriage approached me. My name is Lambert, and I am a merchant from the town of Carolina in northwest Leonhardt. Thanks to you, all of us and my goods are safe. Thank you so much for saving us. The one who said that and bowed deeply was a well-mannered old man who looked from his build to be in his mid-40s. I'm the leader of the adventurers party that's guarding this merchant caravan, Phoenix. My name is Lars. Thanks for the help. The man who said that and bowed as well was taller than 180 centimeters and brawny with red hair. He looked like the very picture of an adventurer around the age of 30. Don't worry about it. We just happen to be passing by. My name is Makoto. So are those over there your familiars? Lambert asked while looking at Fel and Sui with a fearful tone in his voice. Yes, they are my familiars. It's fine. They won't harm any of you. When I said that, Lambert put on a relieved face. That familiar is a Fenrir, isn't it? So the rumors were true. Lars muttered under his breath while looking at Fel. The rumors have already spread this far? According to rumors in the wind, there's an adventurer with a Fenrir as his familiar. I thought it was just a tall tale and didn't pay it any mind, but... Well, normally you'd think that, right? But it's actually true. If the rumors had spread this far, then it would only be a matter of time until I was found out. Case in point, it looked like Lars knew with just one look at Fel. Just as I thought, Fel will be my biggest concern. Just by having him around, I'd have to worry about people butting into my business, won't I? I had heard that Leonhardt was a relatively free country that didn't promote prejudice, and I'd also heard from just some light research that the country was proactively gathering high-rank adventurers within its borders. That made me think, if they are aggressively recruiting high-rank adventurers, what about a super strong legendary beast? If possible, I'd like to hope for the best. Fel's a legendary beast and ridiculously strong, after all. My ideal would be to be able to freely move between Leonhardt and its ally, Ermin, whatever. I can only hope that happens. Well, at this point, I can't really stop, so whatever happens, happens. I had a feeling that no matter what came to pass, everything would turn out fine because of Fel's presence. I'd be crushed by anxiety otherwise. By the way, where are you all going? It's time for my 100% success rate conversation evasion skills. I'll never admit that Fel is a Fenrir. We were in the middle of returning to Carolina, so they're in the middle of returning to home base after our job, I see. We'll need to go to a town anyway, so I wonder if we can ride along. Fel, Sui, this place seems to be our goal. Leonhardt, so want to try going to Carolina, whatever? To procure meat, right? I am fine with that. Sui is fine too. Fel and Sui seem to be on board. To tell you the truth, Lambert, we just arrived at Leonhardt, so we're not really familiar with the area. If possible, can we join you guys on the road to Carolina? When I brought that up, Lambert happily agreed with a smile. It will be very reassuring to have you with us. It's us who want you to travel along. Like that, we set off toward our next goal, the town of Carolina. Okay. Extra. Makoto's lazy weekend. They say TGIF, but to me, who had just barely finished his overtime work and was allowed to go home on Friday somehow, neither God nor thankfulness was anywhere on my mind. Well, I'm off tomorrow and the day after, so I guess it's better than being at a black company. It had been really busy lately, so I was only able to return as late as this by luck. But once it passes, there wouldn't be that much overtime anymore. The pay at my job was low, and when it got busy, it got really busy, so overtime and working during weekends was not unheard of. Still, I thought it was better than a black company, though frankly most people would probably consider it just short of being one. What, they're almost like bankruptcy or something? I didn't even have time to eat while at work, so I was famished. At any rate, I need food first. Food. I hurried and changed out of my suit to casual room wear before heading to my small but easy to use, because I arranged it that way, kitchen. What should I make? I thought aloud as I looked in my fridge. I can't really work up the effort, so something quick and easy would be nice. I think I still have some frozen ground meat, right? And also potatoes and bell peppers. Okay, I've got it. I'll make Japanese-style curry, roasted ground meat, potatoes, and bell peppers. Peel the potatoes first, then remove the seeds from the bell peppers and cut both into thin strips. Yeah, the seeds are what makes it hot. As for the ground meat, there's just enough for the batch I'm making, so I'll use all of it. I'll usually keep the ground meat in the freezer, wrapped like a flatboard, and scored so that way when I need some, I can just snap off a section like a chocolate bar. Doing it this way is convenient because I can neatly measure out serving sizes and simply snap off what I need. Add oil to a heated frying pan and use it to heat the thinly cut potatoes until they turn clear. Once the potatoes have changed color, add in the bell peppers and continue cooking. While that is happening, defrost the ground meat in the microwave. Add the defrosted ground meat to the pan with the potatoes and bell peppers and cook while stirring and mixing the meat. Once the meat is cooked, add curry powder and mentsuyu while paying attention to how it tastes. Once the desired taste has been achieved, use salt and pepper for any final adjustments to flavor and the dish is complete. Once I take this bowl and fill it with rice I cooked this morning and heap a good amount of Japanese curry-flavored roasted ground meat, potatoes, and bell peppers on top, the Japanese curry-flavored roasted ground meat, potatoes, and bell peppers bowl is complete. That's a mouthful. Literally and figuratively. It's simple but looks really tasty. I took the bowl and the premium canned beer I'd recently became fond of and cheerfully sat down in my chair and turned on the laptop that was left in front of me on the table. While the laptop was starting up, I opened the can of beer and took a gulp. That's great. Yeah, this beer really is good. This was a great example of what is referred to as life's little luxuries. Next is a Japanese curry bowl. So good. The flavor of Japanese curry goes great with rice. The texture of the crisp potatoes is such a great contrast, too. I was hungry, so I ate pretty fast. Good, the laptop's up now. First is Aeon. I opened the site of the online supermarket I'd totally become a regular of. Looking at the site while eating, I noticed a huge banner on the front page reading, "The Hokkaido Fair is now open." Oh, a Hokkaido Fair, huh? Let's see. The event was named Hokkaido Fair. And under that name, products from Hokkaido like seafood, meat, vegetables, and other goods were displayed. It was mysterious how every single item looked delicious in the light of a special promotional event. The ones that most caught my eye were the processed goods. Squid shiokara, huh? It looks like it'd be good on top of freshly made rice. Oh, and this looks good too. The other thing that caught my eye was a display of matsume pickles. They were only eaten around New Year's, but I liked them quite a bit. Of course, both of them would go great with rice, but they also seemed perfect as snacks to go along with alcohol. Being single, another attractive point was that the bottles had just the right amount in them. It's a bit expensive, but I just got paid, so I guess I'll get both. I'm playing right into their hands, aren't I thought, but they looked delicious, so I couldn't help it. I could just imagine stuffing my face with freshly made rice topped with squid shiokara and matsume pickles. I'm drooling just from thinking about it. Hold it in me, just until tomorrow. After that, I proceeded to buy a week's worth of food while looking through what was available. I also used up all my ground meat just now, so I'll need more. It's always convenient to have some. Right, it might be nice to buy some extra and pre-make some too. Hamburg steak patties too. Okay, let's do that. But then I added some ground mixed meat as well. Next is... Looking through the meat section, I noticed that minced beef had gotten cheaper. Minced beef looks cheap. I guess I'll buy some. I put the minced beef in the cart without hesitation. On to frozen foods. I'm definitely buying frozen gyoza. I don't know what that is. I'd like to get some frozen udon too. And also some mixed vegetables. That stuff is pretty useful in most anything. So it'd be nice to stock up on. Oh, and some pilaf and Napolitan pasta for days when I don't feel like doing anything. I added the frozen food, which was basically made for a single people, into the cart. After that, I added several more things that caught my eye into the cart. This should be it for food. Was there anything else? Now that I think about it, I'm almost out of shampoo. I added in refills of the shampoo I usually buy. Right, this looks good. Let's check out. I clicked the checkout button on the page and specified what time I wanted it delivered so I could relax and sleep until around noon tomorrow. I ended up finishing the food while looking through Aeon, so I guess I'll just take a bath. And after that, I'm gonna relax and read web novels while drinking beer. I feel refreshed. Zzz. Look. I retrieved a can of premium beer from the fridge and downed it. It was my second beer today. I usually don't drink this much, but circumstances were different because I didn't have to work tomorrow. And beer straight out of the bath really is delicious. With a beer in hand, I once again sat down in my old chair. Right, then this novel's first. I caught up all at once with this novel that I'd been reading since it started publication. Man, who would have guessed that turn of events? For one of the main character heroes' harem members to betray him and join the Demon King's harem, the author's really being brave. Well, at least I can rest assured that it's going to be interesting for a while, seeing how all this turns out. While talking to myself about what I thought of the novel I just read, I started looking around for the next one. Oh yeah, I need to catch up on this one too. Let's see. I started reading one about reincarnation into the Sengoku period that I've been hooked on recently. Most of these types of stories featured someone reincarnating as a historical figure from the Sengoku period, and then making big waves in either war or domestic politics. The reincarnated main character, or even the historical figure he replaced, were sometimes bland, and it was also fun that the historical figure usually was someone who committed seppuku earlier in their lives, or were otherwise similarly misfortunate. And in order to avoid that, the main character would have to use their cheat-level knowledge of modern science and historic events. Man, there's been more than 10 chapters since I last read this. Let's start now. After catching up to the novel, I took a huge swig of the beer. He sure is making full use of that modern technology, inventing saltpeter, and even cannons just to not die sure made my heart pound. These Sengoku-era reincarnation stories are always so good. Now then, what's next? I've only skimmed this one, right? This cliched otherworld cheat harem thing. Yeah, having a harem is a man's dream. It really does make people want to read it. I started reading the novel while sipping at my beer. Woo, finally caught up. It really lived up to its popularity. That was fun. Oh, wow, dude, having 10 girls in your harem is way too much. Your brain must have permanent residence in your dick for that to happen. Woo, I love this guy. Having only 5 in the harem really is just right. Well, it's not like I have a girlfriend either. I couldn't help but complain a little, seeing as I hadn't had a girlfriend in the past 3 years. I guess I'll go to sleep. After catching up on a week's worth of web novels, I went right to sleep. I wonder how long he had been reading for before he finally went to sleep. I sure slept. I was asleep right up until just about noon, which was perfect for a day without work. I freshened up a bit in the bathroom. I didn't have plans to go out today, so I was in a comfortable tracksuit. While I was spacing out watching TV because I had nothing I needed to do, the doorbell rang. Bing pong. Yes, coming. It's probably my order from Eon. Right on time. I opened the door and accepted the box. Opening the cardboard box, I checked its contents, the squid shiokara and matsume pickles that I bought on impulse after being hooked in by the Hokkaido fair were there too. This will be today's lunch. Yeah, I even already cooked rice before I slept. Excuse me. I diligently confirmed the contents of my order and stocked each in its proper place. Vegetables in the fridge and frozen foods in the freezer. As for the meat, I measured out portions, wrapped them, and froze them all in Ziploc bags. I should freeze the ground meat now, at least the portion that I'm not going to cook right away. Freezing the ground meat while it's still fresh is best after all. Wrap it in a bar shape, score the measured sections, and freeze it. That's all. Or that's that. Now I just need to make the food to leave in the fridge for later, and I'm done. I need to make hamburger steak patties, right? And then, I did buy some minced beef on impulse because it was so cheap, so I guess I'll preserve that with ginger to make shijareni. Doing that will make a perfect rainy day side dish to go with rice. After that, I might as well make some pickles with shikonbu. Oh, before that, the rice. I need rice. I opened the rice cooker I'd set to finish steaming at the rice at just about noon. The cooker spewed steam from the opening, and beyond that was white rice so fresh it was almost shiny. I just love freshly cooked rice. Oh, rice is always so dang good with food. I swear. I don't eat a lot of stuff with rice, only like Mexican stuff really with rice. But I imagine rice would go good with just about anything. I know rice goes good with curry. I know that for a fact, especially naan bread too. But yeah, I piled the fresh rice into a bowl and took it and the bottles of squid shiokara and matsume pickles to my favorite chair. Time to dig in. Put the squid shiokara on the fresh fluffy rice first and delicious. The meaty and well-textured squid with the mild but deep taste fit together perfectly with the rice. Just what I expected out of something they picked to sell at the Hokkaido fair. It was completely different from the squid shiokara I normally bought. The price was a little higher, but there was nothing to complain about with the taste. I thoroughly enjoyed the squid shiokara with the first bowl of rice. Next is this. After the squid shiokara, I tried the matsume pickles. I put it on the rice as well and took a bite. This is good too. The pickling juice was made out of a mixture of cayenne peppers and salty sweet soy sauce, and added to that was the umami of seaweed and cuttlefish, along with the great texture of large herring roe. Oh man, this is bad. I ate that way too fast. Eating of large bites, I had already downed a second bowl. Okay, I think it's enough, dude. I think that's enough food. I think that one bowl would have been enough for me. Woo, that was delicious. Sipping on cold tea, I let out a sigh of satisfaction, so I'm definitely having squid shiokara and matsume pickles as snacks with my alcohol for a while. Oh, putting the squid shiokara on buttered baked potatoes would be good too. Okay, let's make that for tonight's alcohol snack. Now then, I finished lunch, so I should go do the laundry now. After that, the hamburg patties and stuff. Good, the patties are done. Next is the ginger pickled beef. I got the patties individually, put them in a Ziploc bag, and put them in the freezer. Only one of them went into the fridge because I was going to eat it that night. Next up was the shigureni I was going to make out of the minced beef I bought cheaply on impulse. What I was going to make would both serve as a good side with rice or as filling in rice balls. And most importantly, it would be easy to make. I only needed one frying pan to make it. First, add sesame oil to a preheated frying pan and briefly cook the minced beef just until it starts to change color. Regular salad oil works as well, so I prefer sesame oil. It helps produce a more enticing aroma. Next, add water, soy sauce, mirin, cooking sake, sugar, and some ginger paste from a tube, and reduce while scooping out any lye that appears. Once all the juices have been evaporated, the shigureni is finished. Shigureni. Raw ginger has more flavor, but for my purposes, tubed ginger paste is perfectly fine. Once the beef cools, put it in a lidded container before storing in the fridge. Letting it sit for a while will allow the flavors to ripen more. Eating it as is fine, but adding white sesame just before eating is nice as well. The last preserve I needed to make is pickles made with shikombu. Doing so is super simple. Cut the cucumber into thin discs before tossing the cucumber into a vinyl bag with some shikombu. I am going to mispronounce so much stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Then shake the bag well to mix the cucumbers and shikombu together. Leaving it like this for about 30 minutes will complete the dish. Eating it as is fine, but adding in a little sesame oil at the end is also delicious. If the vinyl bag is a Ziploc bag, it's possible to be stored as it is immediately, so I recommend it. Right, now I'm fully prepared for the week. Oh wow, it's this late already? Time sure flew while I was doing chores. The world outside my window had already started going dark. I guess I'll make dinner. And of course, today's menu is hamburg steak. I took out the portion of hamburg patty I left in the fridge and cooked it. Yeah, this kind of thing is perfect for making at home, especially with faux demi-glace sauce. Homemade hamburg steak pairs exceptionally well with homemade faux demi-glace sauce made with ketchup and Worcestershire sauce. The sauce also pairs well with rice, and this really is the go-to sauce for homemade hamburg steak. Today I decided to accompany the meat with broccoli and warm vegetables that I heated in the microwave with red paprika. Using an easy and convenient microwave cooking container I bought at a 100-yen shop, making the dish was as easy as washing the vegetables, cutting them, and throwing them in for a while. Thanks to the container, I started to eat warm vegetables more. The vegetables retained more nutrients than if I boiled or roasted them, so the easy and convenient container was a really good purchase for me as a single guy. Wow, that was good. Now then, let's watch that movie I had recorded before. The movie had become a hot topic because it was the first time it was broadcast over the air. It was an action movie that was made from an American comic, I heard, so it sounded quite interesting. American comic? Marvel? Before that, I needed to head to the kitchen to prepare some beer and snacks. Of course, I was going to prepare buttered baked potato with squid shiokara on top. You would eat that baked potato as a snack? Well, Japanese people are weird. Then again, everybody's weird, but this is just, it's just weird to me. Because when I think of a snack, I think of like maybe fruit, chips, pretzels, something like that. Not like a baked potato. I'm sorry, I'm probably insulting anybody who listens to this from Japan. I'm sorry. It's just weird to me is all. Well, I'm sure what we do in America is probably weird to you too, but still. After washing the potato, leave the skin on and wrap it with cling wrap film before tossing it in the microwave. Make a deep slice in the center while the potato is still hot. Insert butter and squid shiokara and the dish is done. Retrieving some premium beer from the fridge, I took the potato and sat down. Nice. And play. I took a bite out of the buttered potato with squid shiokara. Ugh, oh man, this is great. The fluffiness of the buttered potato and the saltiness of the squid shiokara mixed together for the perfect combo. I washed down the salty flavor with a gulp of beer. The opening credits of the movie began to roll. Oh, it started! I watched the movie with good beer in one hand and a good snack in the other. It was slight, but I enjoyed this luxurious time as the night rolled on. I slept well today, too. Waking up at a time that couldn't be quite called morning, I stepped into the washroom and freshened up. I was in a tracksuit today as well. I finished all my chores yesterday, so today I can just relax and hang around on the internet all day, huh? Oh, before that, I need food. It's close to noon, so it's brunch time. What to do? Right. I'll make udon. I'll use the frozen udon I brought from Eon yesterday. First, make the udon broth by mixing water, metsuyu, and granular dashi in a pot and bring it to a boil. While it's being done, defrost the frozen udon in the microwave. Put the defrosted udon in the pot with the boiling udon broth, and after letting the two simmer together for a while, serve it in a bowl. And here comes the ginger pickled beef I made yesterday. Put some in the center as a topping and sprinkle some white sesame around. And there it is, udon Mukoda style. I brought the udon and a bottle of tea with me to my favorite old seat. Starting up the laptop, I slurped on udon while browsing web novels. Let's see. I was searching for interesting-looking novels by browsing through the ranking charts. I found one just as I finished my bowl of udon. Oh, this one looks good. It was finished, and I hadn't read it yet, not to mention the premise sounds really interesting. I started reading from the first page. Quiet clicks of the mouse resounded in the otherwise quiet room. I'm sure he misses doing all this. Whew, I finished it. That was pretty good. I ended up finishing the series in one sitting! Oh my god! I don't think I've ever done that. I've read books, like, late into the night before. But that was only one book. I don't think I'd be able to read an entire series in one go. It was an otherworld teleportation story where the main character uses cheats to live an I'm-fucking-strong life. It was as cliched as you might expect, but it was good. Teleporting to another world, huh? Even I had a phase where I would have wanted to go to another world if that would be overpowered there, yeah? But right now, I wouldn't be able to work up the will to be excited about it. I mean, modern Japan is very convenient. I wouldn't be able to throw away this lifestyle. Living this comfortably, even though I haven't put one foot outside this room for the past 2 days, is honestly the best. Being in my own home is really as good as it gets. And he ends up in another world anyway, but still. Recently, spending my days off like this has been my routine. I could never throw away this comfortable lifestyle. Well, it's not like teleporting to another world is even possible. You say that now, but it ends up happening to you. More than thinking about unrealistic things like that, I need to focus on earning enough to maintain my current lifestyle. I need to try hard at work out tomorrow. So I thought, but who would have imagined that the next day I'd be going to another world? Oh, it was the next day that this happened. Okay. And the afterword. Okay. So this is going to be it for this book. I will start on the next book either today or possibly tomorrow. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm going to get this uploaded today, and the reactions will either come today and or tomorrow too, obviously. But as long as I make sure the one I'm supposed to upload today happens, I can probably do the other one too. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.